Hello and welcome my friends to T1 versus BLG. Finally, I mean this Swiss stage, this 2-1 and 1-2 round had some really interesting games. Let's hope today we're going to get another one. In this one, I just watched G2 versus NRG. Considering the time when this video will be uploaded, you've probably seen it, so everything I say should probably not be a spoiler, but oh my god, G2, I knew you were frauds, but I was not familiar with your game NRG. They showed up, but G2, like, they nearly played as bad as KT the day prior. KT game 3 versus LNG, some of the worst dog shit I've ever seen in my life. Let's hope none of that fraudulent behavior appears today, because T1 so far they're so good with the draft here. Obviously, very interesting to see Caitlyn actually not being banned against Guma. Actually, my goat here, he has to pick it now. Pick it, not Karthus. Also with K, Caitlyn, Karthus, Cassante. I mean, also cool. I guess you Nar. No, wait, what? I know you don't care about drafts, so I'll cut it till we get into the game, but this is going to be a wild one. We get that revenge against the Billy Bozos. Let's smoke them haters. Let's go into the game, my friends, and I'll let you know if the draft is cooking or stinking or something like that. Okay, my friends, we got into an absolute banger. I wish I was in the stage. I wish I was in Seoul right now. I think that's something I think about every day, so it's not a surprise, but man, the atmosphere, I don't think I can catch it in the recording, so it's not there, but man, the crowd going absolutely ham about the goats of T1, absolutely smashing today the Billy gamers here. Look at the draft, man, it's an absolute fucking fiesta. What do we see? We see Kaiser, absolute fraudulent champion. We have an invade here actually, my friends. What the hell is going on here? Level 1 obviously for the T1 side, maybe not the strongest, but I mean if the spear doesn't land, that's also not too wild. Ignite also already used. Decent value, flash forward. Okay, who's going to fall down? Jun low, but Faker also has first rotation and already down. Woo, baby! Jun gets away, but so far, I mean there's the Keria. That's the slow. Woo, Keria, let's go, gets the red buff, slow this next fraud. And who is coming there? It's the Guma, god. He didn't pick Caitlyn, but he doesn't need that shit. The Tham Kench center lane. Bam! Tencent Gaming just coded an HP buff upgrade there, right there. Oh my... It wasn't even enough. Man. Anyway, where are these bozos, man? Where are these fucking I will Tencent, man? Maybe I shouldn't open my mouth too far in the 3rd minute, but yeah, so far so good. The draft obviously stinks. We get Nar versus Renekton. Please save my fucking soul. How many years of League of Legends do we have to endure this matchup? Anyway, Orianna versus Azir. It's an old one, but we have not seen it for like 20 years in a row, right? So I'll take that one. Faker Azir, we take that one, even though Orianna is pretty strong so far. And yeah, bot lane, you see it. I mean, LPL gets their favorite matchup, I guess, and T1 we just saw, again spoiler, but not spoiler really, we just saw NRG, FBI and Ignar. Obviously for them it's like high comfort, right? Especially on 100 Thief. FBI's what is it, Senna was insane for an A comparison, I guess. But yeah, what else do we have to talk about? Jungle matchup. It's Renekton Nidalee against Nar. I mean, what is the other champion? Nar, and what is Nar's friend always? Okay, that's Jun? Jun? Is that fucking Yankos? I thought Yankos was not at Worlds. I mean, yeah, T1 also didn't cook, really. I mean, look at the minion wave. That maybe wouldn't have been so bad, but yeah, I mean, oh, it's like an insane minion wave. Guma Yushi. Again, they can't land abilities. No TP. I mean, Zeus could TP, actually has pushed in the wave, so it's not that bad. Let's hold them in place. Faker is coming, but so is Yagao. Maybe we can get a slow. No, we can't do too much of anything. Faker should not overforce here. They have first rotation or first push, movement, whatever. That is very bad. Looking at the XP here in bot lane, Keria is over this and Guma is not that far off. Okay, it's not that bad, right? Bot is not... I was fearful about the XP here with the minion wave. Look at the minions. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 caster minions. They're putting so much damage down onto Keria and friends. Yeah. We take a bit of an overstep here. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And yeah, so far so good. Actually, in case you have been wondering, this is obviously not a T1 scarf. It's from a local football club, but I thought the colors were pretty fine. And yeah, so it's been again like engaging top lane, but he's just getting kited here. This is very greedy by T1. They land the W though. We'll have to see who's doing more here at this point. I don't know if T1 actually has all that much damage. Guma here is actually getting saved. Oh, and the snipe! I mean, we know he can't do that shit, man. Pew, pew, pew. Remember the Varus gameplay, but yeah, T1, they expended a good amount of summoner spells here. They got the flash on Yagao, so it's not completely uneven trade, but we'll have to call more tits a bit. And so far so good, but we need to be respectful, especially like the moment Jun and Bin, they get their first items. Now level 9 is good, because obviously now like level 9, I mean, you should all know this, but level 9 means you usually have your first ability max. That's the flash, that's that 1, 2, 3, and that's the solo bolo. Ooh! Smoking these haters. Obviously, I am not built haram like that. I'm not actually smoking, right? Who would ever do that? But man, they're getting cooked, man. Everyone was like, Bin is going to be Zeus' father and so on and so on. So far, what? He picks Renekton into the Gnar? Man, it's just he can pack it in. Obviously, can look for a plane ticket home. Let's see here, Elk gets slowed, has to ult away, and yeah. Where's your HP bar, friend? Where's your HP bar? Where is your... Oh my god, what? Oh, cleanse. We got the cleanse. Chill out, my friends. Cleanse cooldown should be... Where's my hair going, actually? Anyway, Owner is also here. Interesting choice, actually, to put the Herald potentially here in the bot lane. Obviously, that's the lane that is winning the most right now, so we can understand. But honestly, shouldn't we attack the mid lane a bit more? Well, we'll have to see here. A bunch of turret plates given over, 3-0 lead, and 3-0 lead plus Dirk. I think at this point, Guma with his scaling center champion might actually not be in that bad of a spot. Oh, Bin! What's going on? What's going on, man? I thought he was the top father. I thought he was so good. Zeus here also in the top lane, absolutely top fathering Bin so far. If we're being honest and take a look at the MSI games, if I remember them correctly, I mean there were a few between these two top laners now. Zeus actually always did well or okay in lane. It's just out of lane, Zeus versus Bin didn't look all that good in the past. But that's the past. That's on me. Like, that's not on Zeus, that's on me. I was talking him up. Yeah, that was a bit too much. They're not going to get much. He had a bounty, so good for On. I think On got that one. So yeah, here. Okay, my friends. Now you might say, okay, what is T1 doing? Why aren't they pushing their lead harder and so on and so on? It's pretty clear. If you actually take a look at the game, the gold lead obviously says 5k, and that's great and all. It's true. But if you actually look at the champions and their relative strengths right now. BLG is actually pretty powerful at this point here. Like, their champions really are spiking at, I mean, maybe not these levels really. It's fine, right? It's not... Oh my god! Zeus popped the Blossom and pew pew pew. That's flash. Nice. But yeah, BLG, obviously they have to respect T1 because T1 is stronger than they should be, but BLG is not really weaker than they should be. So BLG still has like decent numbers of farm, right at this state in the game. They are not starved of gold more than you would expect. They're still decently powerful, right? If they get a good angle, they still can play the game. But we'll see. Wait a second. That's why T1 actually kind of still needs to put some respect on BLG, because they're not actually all that weak. It's just T1 is stronger than they should be at this point in the game. Yeah, Zeus is gone. Very nice here. I mean, that's what they have to do. Maybe this will net T1 the top lane turret. That's what we should hope for. Going for mid and top is a bit greedy here. But T1 is going with the return play. A lot of summoner spells invested and Faker... Wait, what? So Faker recalled from top, or did he TP for 2 seconds? T1 just needs to disengage. No need to extend here. No. Wrong direction. I mean, there's the TP coming in. Keria has the gold in his mouth. Okay, that sounded weird as hell. I mean, I guess... Yeah, BLG... I mean, it's just too much. T1 here actually... They're cooking them, and especially Elk with going for the normal build, right? He doesn't actually have much range, he can't actually play the game at all. Oh! Should be able to get him. Boom! Tham Kench, man, the next top lane gold champion. Man, tanks are really it. But yeah, this game is over. T1 was in such an insane position. BLG tried to play, right? Then they shifted their resources from bot to top. And T1 here, this is a bit playing with fire, right? They got the top lane turret already, 800 gold in the bank. Zeus gets the bot lane turret on the back of, again, BLG shifting the players around. And BLG, I guess they're like, you have to know here at this point, they're desperate. They just lost 1600 gold, plus minion waves and XP, plus opportunity costs, right? So you know they're going to be engaging, and I guess T1 does it extra perfect because they play it slow, wait for BLG to play their cards, right? They're limited cards due to the way they are behind, and then they cook them. Normally, I would always advise just go home. Like T1, you got 2 turrets, you got the cooldowns, that's worth it. That's already fine. You can still play the game with that. Zeus here in a 1v3 is actually just absolutely fucking them up. Owner, I don't know what happened, I was looking at the other side of the screen, but he kinda died, F for him. Owner actually has a good game so far, I'd say. Obviously he got kinda gifted a good position, and then he just had to like play decently safe. Zeus is absolutely top fathering Bin here, by the way. And the game! The KDAs! Okay, nice one. Absolute stomp here. Billy Gaming, like a Billy boy, got... yeah, you know, huh? You know, my friends. Anyway, we're going into game number 2. Let's see T1 continue with this insane performance, my friends. It was enjoyable as fuck. T1 actually had also some good macro play, but it's only against BLG. Only LPL stands, and T1 haters will tell you that they are actually for real. Anyway, again, game number 2. Let's go. Okay, my friends, we come into game number 2. And I mean, this is certainly a draft. I mean, Faker has it's not his most played champion anymore, but it's up there, the Orianna, and that just tells you everything. Obviously it's LPL Syndra. Oh, Zeus actually kind of fucked this one up. He plays his Gragas, and that is a rare miss. Gragas, I think he's not undefeated on it anymore, I think, but he has at least like a 99-95% win rate. I would have been I would be madly surprised if that wasn't the case. Bin obviously on a carry champion, we'll have to see, but I mean, Gragas is a champion that can make this matchup very interesting. Well, bot lane, Elk actually got the S tier AD carry, Xayah, but Guma, well, individually I'd say Jinx is pretty fine into Xayah, but then you would be, okay, what about Yagao Bin Jun coming onto the Jinx, especially as also there, but Keria has the hive mind. I mean, Keria plays the engaged Tham Kench, if you remember all the good times on the T1 lineup. And yeah, he might be capable of protecting his Jinx here. Obviously, Tham Kench against Alistar, maybe not the best one, but still pretty nice. The rest of T1's comp also really good. Scaling, we have decent, decent skirmish, good team fighting, solid range, disengage tools here and there also. I think we're in a pretty favorable position once more. We'll just have to look at the execution. Obviously, our DPS is a bit interesting. It's Guma or nothing, unless topside Zeus owner get really ahead. Anyway, we'll see each other when more action happens. Ooh, Jun here with a sneaky one. Faker doesn't know. He gets stunned, and that should be it. Faker flashes last moment here, and Owner goes in. Maybe he can find something with his passive damage, but he has to be careful. That was maybe a bit too hyphy. He kind of spread the damage, right? He didn't know, do I go for Jun, do I go for Yagao? It's just a bit rough. I mean, and yeah. I mean, it was just well done. Not much to say. Sometimes the enemy team is doing a good play. Sometimes things like that do actually happen. Been here. Yeah. It's a rough one. It's a rough one, my friends. No worries, no worries. Yeah. Fringe. Lovely to see Jun and Yagao actually do that. Like that. Faker, obviously, I mean, he can't stand on the turret and wait for the waves, right? He has to engage in the game. Nice combo by Zeus, but yeah, obviously at this point here with the yeah, that's just troll now. It's really nice, but considering the fact that for like the last 3 or 4 minutes, BLG has not managed to extend their gold lead, that is a bit concerning. Guma and Keria, at least they're doing a really nice job. And it's not like Owner or Faker have been inting either. I mean, Owner had like a bit of a bad flash, to be honest. Yeah, top lane, that's fine. TP comes in, but that's only Yagao. Ooh, cancel there on Owner, but he's still alive, gets the smite, that's all that matters. Guma comes out. Will he get the excited? That's the combo to Yagao. And T1 pushes it back. That's 2 kills, I believe, for the Guma god. Owner dies. It's a 1 for 2. And with that, the game is is it over already? Nah, it's not over already. It's not over that like. But Yagao expanded his TP, so he will not be on map. That means turret plate in mid lane. They're not overextending bot. Okay, so that's that. Here we see it once more. I didn't take a look at the items. Not sure on what spike we're fighting here, but it's level 7-6, right? Both teams actually certainly powerful. And that's the thing why the what is it? The Tham Kench is so powerful here in this one. The Vi and the Syndra, they're just so much focused on the single target, and the single target is either Faker or Guma. Due to the way the game worked, it's absolutely Guma for now. You go in, Guma gets gobbled up, right? Like these hoes gobble up your nuts. And then, well, he comes out and let's stop it with these analogies, man. Again, it's late, and again, Owner is all but dead. It's not Owner, it's on. I don't know what I'm talking about. Again, excuse me, it's 2 AM. I'm tired. But I'm not tired of this T1 gameplay here, man. So far, so good. Obviously, yeah, T1 fucked up bad with their turret rotations there. They were gambaying for a 5v5 or a 5v4 in that case, and that's why Zeus was not there. Faker here again catches on, but it's too dark and you don't have tools. Don't do it. Ooh, Elk here gets engaged. Oh my god! He's good like that! Oh my god, he's so good. You don't know even what happened there. Owner hit him with the flag after the flash, and Keria's ult shield plus Faker's shield protected Owner through the ignite from Own. Which, I mean, it's not that impressive, but it's cool that both players like had that in mind. And with that, T1 wrestled back the gold lead. Here, let's see it here. Pang, pang, pang. Actually had flashed the entire time. Yeah, he's trolling. Elk is... Okay, this is a bit sad. This takes away from everything that Elk was just trolling. We have to be honest like that, right? If we say T1 is trolling, then we have to say when the enemy is also trolling. It's obviously harder to see these things if you're watching it from a biased point of view. Anyway, look at Guma, man. He is so powerful. Keria again has his ult up. Not sure. I mean, Keria's boots are fine for combat. Oh, there is Alistar. Oh my god, that's illegal. That's so illegal. Keria, stand next to Guma. Guma actually flashes. I don't like that. Oh, what a nice shot, man. And another one. Pew, 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 pew. The Guma god is unloading. No, actually, that didn't crit. But T1 is smoking these fucking clowns, man. The Billy gamers are being used like Billy boys, man. So, like, on paper, sure, the armor boots make a lot of sense. And I'm not saying the armor boots are bad. But he's going for W Ruby Crystal right now. Maybe he's going for something that I don't know or I don't have on the top of my head, but yeah, they're just retarded. Yeah, they're just inting. Okay, that is just come on. I want to say yeah, T1, woo, you're doing so great, and yeah, they're doing good. But like, what are these frauds doing? Pooh, sad. Like, they're just inting. I hate that. Oh, Elk? Sorry, I was not familiar with your game, but you weren't familiar with the Guma god themselves. They got the Baron and no one actually died, man. Keria is literally like a guardian angel, man, having his... I mean, with Tham Kench, he has his tongue all over us. That sounds a bit too much. Look at this. This is straight up owner versus Delight. Like, engaging onto like the wrong person, fully committing. And also, if you look at the map, his teammates were doing like, what is it? Red buff. Bin obviously is on side lane. What are you thinking? Do you think you can just, oh yeah, let's just catch owner, just catch the full tank Jarvan next to his teammates? Yes. And yet here in the extended play, obviously Elk, I mean, good for him. He is trying to pop off, right, after being a bit of a fraudulent player, but T1 here, now they're on the precipice of absolutely hammering down this one. If Bin can't even side lane split push, his value absolutely diminished. Here on again, not sure what he's trying to do. We're here a bit on a bit of a kerfuffle. A few cooldowns exchanged here and there, but I think the non-ult fight, I mean, ults are actually being used, but the non-ult fight, I think, is just more valuable for T1, right? And yeah, Ulk, I mean, he's absolutely fucked, and... ah, shit. Oh no, Guma flashed for that one. I mean, I guess he flashed for getting Quadra and then greeting for Penta, but that's pretty bad. But yeah, T1 absolutely cooks them. They play the fight calm and calculated. BLG, they have no chance. They have no chance. They have no chance. Like, their comp is too honest. I mean, the comp is actually not that honest, right? Bin and on, if they go on flanks, it's wild. But the thing is, my friends, that's just not happening. They're trying to go for flanks. Zeus is spotting him, right? I mean, it's not even the craziest flank, if to be being honest here. Like, cooldowns are being exchanged, and now we're in this middle ground where T1 has more range, on is engaging, but look at the zappers, look at the chompers, whatever they're called, whatever, right? They're just, like, you can't engage. And sure, you're not engaging into Xayah, you're not engaging into Syndra, also all too forward, especially with this one here. But it's not needed, because T1, they have the range, and again, with like, actually in a fight without ults, T1's abilities are just worth more, I'd argue. Right? I think that's true. And here at this point, they're just mowing them down. The game was on a precipice. BLG had a really nice showing in the early game, but it wasn't in the right positions. And Guma, I mean, he is showing why he was the absolute GOAT. No, GOAT is too much, but why he was such a great AD carry. T1 here is absolutely shit stomping on the BLGs. And the LCK moves on. T1 2-0, only dropped one game in the group switch stage. Absolutely smashed the haters. BLG, you might have won at whatever clown event, Tencent owned MSI garbage, but at Worlds, it's T1 who reigns supreme. T1 victory, I don't know, whatever, but absolutely lovely. Good performance here by everyone, absolutely great. Obviously, they got some really nice drafts as well. Again, with T1, you can never know, was it just luck or was it actually a thought out draft, because they are crazy like that, insane play. I mean, now what are we going to do? Man, bot lane, you can't have... you can't give Keria Tham Kench anymore, I think we can't say it like that. 2-0, sheesh, Habibi, he did it like that. brothers, this is what. Ooh, and the thumbs up as well. The emote game from T1 also IRL, pretty good. Ooh, what is this? I don't know what this means, but we did it. It's wild. Good to see T1 back. Everyone was like, T1, like they're not even 10th best team in the world. NRG smokes them. NRG smokes teams like G2, but they're not smoking T1. T1 here, they're putting down the haters. LPL best region. We have heard it for what, how many years? Again, they can't do anything. And yeah, I mean, let's calm down a bit. Great game by T1, good drafts throughout. Gameplay, again, it's not all perfect, but come on, that's boring. We're playing against Bilibis, and as much as we shit on them, right, they're pretty decent overall, we have to be honest. And the good thing is T1, they make mistakes, especially like in the early game of game number 2, but they push back, they don't lose the head. And even in the fights, obviously at the end it was getting a bit hyphy with Guma flashing for kills, but overall they played the fights out wonderfully. Like the grind game, the exchange of cooldowns, just so good. Overall, we saw many good new champions. I'm hyped for more T1. Lovely to see. And my friends, oh, actually we get another draw show. We're going to combine this. I'm going to make a short cut and then we're going to see the God Ref. Let's see what matchup he can cook up for us. Obviously, fingers crossed for DK and KT to not meet once more. Till then, my friends. Okay, my friends, we're coming now into the next key segment of the day. Hope you enjoyed the T1 video so far. I've calmed down a bit more. No, joke's on you, T1 is still the best one. We're going to fuck all the haters. Let's go. T1 wins worlds easy. But yeah, no, like for real, let's calm down. Obviously, yeah. KT, G2, BLG Gaming, C9 Mad, and no, wait, Fnatic, Weibo, and DK are all the teams. 2 Europeans, 2 LPL, and 2. Actually, we see all the teams here. Now, we have to be mindful of a few things. We don't want rematches, so KT is not facing DK or Weibo. We don't want Civil War, so KT is not facing, yeah, I guess DK. G2 is not facing Fnatic, Billy is not facing Weibo. And there was also another potential rematch. Please, my friends, rematches are silly, Civil Wars are even worse. Bro. Oh, and there he is. There he is. The one and only, the God Ref. What does he have in the kitchen? I mean, he gave G2 like the freest of draws, right? There is like, now he has to punish them, right? He has to punish them. I don't know what the punish is because DK, okay, DK down 1, Disney, Kia plus gaming. Okay, now please not KT. Please not KT. Please not KT. Please not KT. No! There's no way. This format is the worst format in the history of League of Legends. Why? Like, was there actually, like, was there a single round of draws that was not utter horse shit? Utter horse shit. I guess day number 1 was not trash, but day number 1 couldn't actually be trash because first of all, it doesn't matter. Second of all, by the logics of the draw, it couldn't have been bad. Day number 2 was trash. Day number 3 was sus. 4th, it was all trash. If we're now getting BLG versus Weibo, it's just, I don't know, man. This, oh, actually, we already, I missed one. I missed the draw. Fuck. Okay, so it's not BLG versus Weibo. A team I missed, you know it, you saw the screen. Okay, so let's just, deductive reasoning. Okay, so Weibo is playing against who? Again, we're not seeing it. Weibo is playing against Fnatic. That means BLG G2. Okay. Yeah, the other draws are fine. I guess here we see it once more. Let's pause it. KT DK. It's not only is it a rematch, it's a rematch of a Civil War. This format is trash. This format is trash. Like in how is it allowed that in this round Civil Wars and shit like that can happen? Right? There's no need to have that in the rules of this format. Unless, like, you could make it okay, unless it's 4 teams, no Civil Wars are allowed. I mean, on once, it's just tragic. Oh man, KT, DK. So yeah. This means another team will join the ranks of Samsung/Genji, and another Korean team will be eliminated in the Swiss/group stage. Swiss is not exactly like group stage. Not sure if I kept it in the video, but I mentioned that one earlier, talking about like statistics, like T1 never dropping more than one game in group stage, which in this year came true. But KT, DK, obviously, it would be unfair to flame either of these teams for not making it, because in the first half, both of them had to face each other to even like get so in such a situation. But you can also obviously put some flag on them because they lost two, right? They lost two series, right? Right? KT, yeah, they lost to LNG, they lost to BLG. That's why they're here. So they lost against two LPL teams, two decently strong LPL teams. And DK, they lost to KT and then they lost to G2, right? We can flame them for their loss against G2 because G2 obviously got exposed today. I mean, not only today, also by Genji, but yeah. So yeah, like they faced tough opponents, right? They had no free rounds. KT, right? Who did they play? They faced BLG, DK, Weibo, and now they're facing DK and LNG. Like KT faced the hardest teams, like not the hardest, but like top level teams. It's just wild. Like KT played one of the hardest teams ever. NRG played like only dogshit teams and like somehow made it through. DK now also had like decently tough opponents, right? A G2 that was not dogshit. Then again KT, and the other two ones, I guess, against GAM, that's not too tough. And against who else? BDS, also not too tough, right? They got their free wins, sure, that's a bit, yeah, somewhere, but they also, like, they only lost against really good teams. And now again, like other teams, like Weibo is going to get through while playing against EU, against Fnatic. No disrespect, but how is that? Like, this format is not fair at all. Like, and people now on in the comments, or especially on Twitter, where is the place where these people are, where they argue, oh yeah, it's exciting and the randomness is a cool factor that makes this format feel alive, and it's boring if only the good teams succeed, and like they talk shit like that. This is not a tournament that is like, oh yeah, let's hope for the most fun and exciting and interesting, and no, this is the World Championship. The logic behind a World Championship, in theory, not on praxis, look at the format, absolutely not. In theory, it is to determine the strongest teams, or the strongest team in the world. Obviously, if you're the strongest team, then you just win a lot. But you all know that's not how this goes, right? Yeah, it's just wild seeing draws like this. Like Weibo, like I would argue Weibo is worse than DK and KT, right? But Weibo is going to make it through. Like, I would also argue NRG is worse than, like, not all of these teams really, but all of these teams, right? NRG versus G2, if they rematch, does NRG always beat them? I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. NRG versus Fnatic, I think that's, like, more even. But again, no, like, disrespect, but KT, DK, BLG, Weibo, they all blast NRG, no questions asked. And yeah, I mean, what the hell? What the hell is this format? Weibo makes it through. KT or DK, one of them has to go home. And now, oh my god, I already... Do you hear it? Do you hear the Tencent sponsored bots like coming around? And like, actually, 4 LPL teams made it into top 8 and only 3 Korean teams, and that means they're actually better, which normally I would be like, oh yeah, that's a good take, right? Because that's what usually happens with LCK, 4 teams versus the 3 LPL teams in, quarters. But yeah, usually the LPL teams just lose to the West or something. Whereas in this case, like Korea literally has to self-delete themselves. Okay, now, yeah, the video is long enough. I have to cut it down into pieces. Hopefully I can serve up a digestible video to you all. And again, if you enjoyed this T1 reaction plus draw show molding, then yeah, I don't know, hit me up with a like. I guess it helps the YouTube algorithm. We always do this for fun, but I guess some clicks and shit like that is also fun. Anyway, enjoy the video, comment again. Great T1 demolished opponents, like to see. And yeah, T1 obviously hitting a bit of a nap, but we'll see when these games are played. Maybe we can have a bit of a shared reaction. Until then, my friends, take care. Bye bye.